Tucker Carlson is not just making Ted Cruz look ridiculous. He's also really going after Donald Trump day after day. He went on Bannon's show, I believe. He said that the Israel-Iran conflict could, quote, end Trump's presidency and the American empire. Arguably a good thing. In both of those cases, he's worried about it. He wants Republicans in charge. Trump responded to that, seeing two of his former friends and supporters bad-mouthing him that way, and said, somebody please explain to kooky Tucker Carlson that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Well, also, can someone explain to Donald Trump that they're not gonna, they're not gonna have it tomorrow? Like that's just a lie. You've been lied to, and you're willingly accepting that. We're not gonna do the mashups that, like I saw, I think the news agents put out, Daily Show had the same thing. Benjamin Netanyahu has for 30 years been claiming they're on the precipice of dozens of bombs. 30 years, okay? Yeah, maybe this time he's finally right. Or maybe he's always said that, whether he believes it or not. He's been wrong for 3 decades. Anyway, let's stick on the Civil War. Tucker Carlson has Steve Bannon largely supporting him. He also has an elected representative, and that is Marjorie Greene, who posted this. I think this is the shortest tweet she's ever sent out, so thank you for that. Saying, Tucker Carlson's one of my favorite people. He fiercely loves his wife, children, and our country. That's debatable about the country, also about his children. He's perfectly fine with them growing up in a country where there are fewer rights than they should. But anyway, he talks about them being fired by Fox News. He unapologetically believes the same things I do, which is such a funny sentence. Like the implication is that most people would apologize for believing the same things she believes. So I like that. She's kind of telling on herself. But she does say we shouldn't put America last by killing it. Like Marjorie Greene in that, put that back up. She says, don't kill innocent people. And that has not been her standard position. So I'm glad to see that. Because by the way, that's better than Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's doing like a strategic thing of why we shouldn't go. She's at least implying there's a moral component to this, that we should not be in the business of blowing up kids and incinerating women and the elderly and all that. And she points out that's not kooky. That's what millions of Americans voted for. And she's right. Trump voters at least told themselves he was anti-war and that he'd stop us from getting in wars, whereas damn Kamala would lead to World War III. Now that was obviously BS, they were fooling themselves, but she's right that they said that at least. And the issue for her and for Tucker and for Bannon is that Trump doesn't at this point seem to agree with them, and it looks like every day he agrees with them less. So we'll talk more about that and some of the implications of it, but Sharon, what do you think about the larger feud?
It just made me think when I first saw this, something strange is going on in the universe when she is that crystal clear in her statements here. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Now, if we can just get her to, understand that school children's caught up in mass shootings are also innocent. If that we could maybe kind of get her to shift that way. But I don't know where this ends except for my thought is that Trump will eventually capitulate. Now, in between, they'll be back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and the markets and everything else and our nerves. But I think that this feud that is growing on principle and not just what Trump says is right is very interesting to watch.
Yeah, this has been pretty fascinating, and obviously they're trying in all of these public appearances to weigh on Trump and to get him to move in their direction. And Trump is a guy that, for all that him and his followers think that he's strong or whatever, he bows to people. In this case, unfortunately, I don't think they're as influential as Netanyahu, and so I think that. Look, I've been talking about the sort of evolution of Trump's position on this war. And I said that I don't think that for years, I responded to a comment yesterday that said that Trump has always wanted war with Iran. And I said that I don't think he's always wanted war with Iran. He didn't push the last 150 days for this. That said, it seems like, and there was an interview, if it was on the Daily or if it was on news agents or whatever, about how Trump appeared to be impressed with the first night's bombardment. And he wanted credit for it. Like he saw how effective it was and he wants some cred for it. And then once he gets the cred for it, well, now he's involved and maybe he's excited. Maybe he's like, well, maybe this wouldn't actually be that bad. Maybe we can actually. That is how immature and petty his approach to war actually is. And so I don't think at this point they're gonna be successful in warding him off of war. I think it's good that they're trying. I think that's almost the only thing either Tucker or Marge, the only good thing they've ever done in their lives, but I don't think it's gonna be successful, unfortunately.